welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and have you turned your heat on yet? Now, as an HVAC technician, I would advise you to turn your heat on before you need it, because if you have heating coils, when you turn the air conditioner on heat mode, when it starts getting chilly, it's gonna stink. The whole house is gonna stink. So open your windows. The first opportunity you get, open your windows, turn your heater on, let it run for 5 to 10 minutes, then you're golden. Because then when you really need it later on, you're not going to want to open the windows when it's 40, 30 something degrees outside. So that's a little expert tip from Mr. Randy. So moving on, we are here again with another full review episode of the Tenjaku Gin. This is a product of Japan at 43% alcohol by volume. They do kind of short you by that standard 50 milliliters. But if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. Always good stuff going on here in Mr. Randy's. If you're a returning viewer, you know how it goes. Come on in, let's get a drink. So we're going to go ahead and pour ourselves a drink. This is a tin twist cap, which doesn't bother me anymore. That may be a little much. So we're going to go ahead and, give you a little bit of an insight to the bottle. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design. So the Tenjaku is this bird, okay? It is named, this is a Euro-Asian bird. I guess whoever made this just loved that bird. Maybe they were like a bird watcher or something, but they really loved that bird enough to make a gin, the name of gin after it. So this is a craft gin. There's a whole lot of stuff. It is crystal clear spring water. (66% grain neutral spirits and 34% cane neutral spirits. Okay, product of Japan, 43%. It is imported through New York. All that government, blah, blah, blah. We know what's good for you. Let me get you back focused on that. There's no sense in doing a color deal because we're talking about a gin. Gin is clearer than your tap water. So the New York International Spirits Competition, I think I got that right, gave this a 93 points. I don't know what year that was. It was a past year or two. It was 23, 24. I'm not too sure on that one. I apologize. Mr. Randy did pay less than $30 out the door for this, which is pretty much a standard for a good gin. 43%, also relatively standard for a good gin. Let's go ahead and let's get on the nose, just in case you needed a verification. About as crystal clear as it can get. A lot of botanicals, but I'd probably say the botanicals is riding that line between 3 and 4 on the intensity scale. It's not as intense as that Jinroku. That Jinroku has extreme intensity throughout that entire bottle. The intensity of that botanicals, amazing. So this one, I would probably say, as far as the range of botanicals that's used in this process, I would say this would probably be a step down underneath the Roku, but kind of running neck and neck with that Still Austin gin. That Still Austin gin is amazing. It's $30. It's local to me here in Central Texas. It's a beautiful thing. The nose, like I said, it's a little bit more muted than most other botanicals, but a lot better than that Hendrix Flora Adora, which was rose water and earthiness. So this is pretty much an ongoing expression. I wasn't able to find out a whole lot about this, not only from their own direct website, but most other reviews that I could possibly dredge up in the time I was allowing to give it. I couldn't find a whole lot of information other than that this bird is a Tenjaku. It is a Euro-Asian bird. Now, let me tell you something about the Japanese. They are as hyped up on bird watching as anywhere else, I'd say, especially America. Now, if you know anything about Japan, you know that number one enthusiasts in Japan are the train people. The train enthusiasts in Japan are crazy. I mean, almost sometimes to a point of violence. There's a whole lot of, yeah. The train people in Japan are crazy. Not as crazy as the, what are they called? The otaku. Those are the people who are all about anime and stuff like that. I enjoy a good anime every now and then. I don't care about the art style. I care about the story and how well it's presented and all that quality stuff. I'm all about quality. So on the nose, it's very good. We're going to move on to the palate. I'd say the palate matches the nose. It's got a relatively decent intensity. Not as much as any other gin I've had, but better than some of the lower, lesser desirable gins I've had. I'd say the intensity on the palate is probably a 3 out of 5. Only slightly less than the nose. So let's go ahead and get another on the palate. So this gin is heavy on the spice, the juniper, and the citrus. Absolutely. It's very light on the herbal, the floral, and the heat. Yeah, there's not a lot of heat on the back end for this, but let's go ahead and get that finish going so we can move on. Mm-hmm. Interesting about the viscosity in the glass. There's a whole lot of spice attacking the tip of the tongue right now. There is more transfer of the viscosity into the mouth, which makes me think there's something wrong with my glass. You know, I'm going to look into that, but we're going to move on with the show. My score will actually, let's back up for just a second. The finish, there's more on the cheeks right now with a little bit of heat on the back end as it is listed. A little bit of heat. Good amount of spice, and the cheeks are tingling a little bit and nummy. I'm going to give this a strong 3 out of 5. This is a relatively good gin. It's pretty much hitting the standard price for this bottle, $30, 43%. It's botanical. I give it a strong 3 out of 5, and I think it really does earn that strong 3 out of 5. My fair price on this, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I think $30 is well enough, although I would put this $30 bottle of gin below a few other $30 bottles of gin. So if I was really hard up for some gin and there was only these 5 bottles of gin on the shelf, yeah, this would probably be third in line. So when we come to the final part where would I buy this again? Maybe, sure, yeah, like I said, if number 1, number 2, and it would come in like number 3 or number 2 wasn't available and I had to have a gin, this would definitely get picked up. This is definitely in line of succession. So let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. You have a good one.